Hi there, I'm George Karas, and today I want to talk a bit about beliefs that limit your success. So we all have these beliefs around what we're good at, what we're not good at, what we can achieve, and the way things need to be done. And it's really important from time to time that we take the time to pause and sort of question what these beliefs are and really think about them a bit. And so I'd like to share a couple examples from sort of my experience around self-limiting beliefs and what those can look like. So one aspect that I wanted to share was around beliefs that are sort of put upon you. And frequently this happens, right? Our parents have certain belief systems they put upon us, our family, our friends, and they all sort of believe things about us. And pretty soon we can tend to believe them about ourselves. And I know in my case, I had an experience once where I was working for someone and frankly, I felt like I was more talented than she was, and I knew more than her about how to be successful and what it took. And so, I asked her if I could do these certain projects, and she said, "No, I just don't think you can handle them." And it was like, I knew I could, right? I knew I could handle those projects. And I was so frustrated, and I sort of said, "Hey, you know what? I will write down, like, I can achieve this project, and if I can't, you can just fire me at the end. Like, I'm totally that confident in this." And of course she, refused to do it. It was such a frustrating period in my career. And, thankfully in my case, I actually believed that I had the skills, and I knew that I had the skills. And within about 6 months, I was in a different role. Within 6 more months, I was promoted to a peer position. And then, a year after that, I was sort of a level higher than she was, right? And so I kind of quickly rose through the ranks relative to her. But I think about what would have happened if I had taken on her beliefs about me and what that might have been like, right? And so if her limitations had come from, her limiting beliefs about me had come from somebody who I trusted more, if it had come from somebody in my family or a close friend or a mentor even, and sort of said, "Hey, you have these same limits," how I might have internalized that and what it would have done, potentially to my career. And so when I look at where I am, now, one of the beliefs that I find that I had that I just kind of overcame was around, can you have an enjoyable lifestyle and own a business of some size? And I had this idea in my head that you have to have a business that's small if you want to maintain a certain high quality of life. And frankly, it was in a conversation with another entrepreneur, and he sort of said to me, like, "Why do you think that's the case?" And as he challenged me, I realized it was a self-limiting belief completely. And so, it is entirely possible to have a big business and not have it consume your life completely. And it's entirely possible to have a small business that does consume your life completely, right? The belief that I had was limiting what I saw as my potential. And so the question I have for you is, what are the beliefs that you have about yourself, about your situation, about what's possible and what works in life that are limiting the way you see opportunities and what, and how far you can go? So in the workplace, it's really easy to see other people who have limited visions of you. And I know I have a client who struggled with this, where her boss has this very limited view of what she can do, and she knows she can do more of that. And enough time has passed that started to limit her perspective on herself. And that's a really dangerous time. And thankfully, she's out of that work environment now. But you can see how this sort of happens. So the question is, what are your self-limiting beliefs? Think about those. Think about how you can challenge them. And really, like, the one thing you need to overcome a limiting belief is a piece of data, a piece of evidence that shows you that it's not real. I mean, I don't know if you've read The 4-Hour Workweek, right? It's one of my favorite books, but the premise is you can structure a business so that you only work 4 hours. And so I read it, I admit, I read it a couple times, and I thought, this is really cool. Like, I believe it, but I'm not sure if I totally believe it or whatever. And now I know somebody who's actually done that. He's got a business that's automated, and he basically works on it 4 hours a week or less. And so, until you have that data point, right, you don't know whether it's real or a myth. And so if you have these beliefs about yourself, the first thing you can do is really figure out what those beliefs are. And the second thing you can do is go look for that data point that challenges those beliefs. Look for that person that can show you that what you thought wasn't real. And once you do that, it opens your eyes to a host of opportunities. So that's my guidance on self-limiting beliefs. Best of luck, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.